Relationships can be some of the most incredible experiences of our lives. They can also be hard. You want to feel connected to your partner, but it feels like there's a wall up between the two of you. You want to understand your partner, but sometimes it feels like you're speaking two different languages. You have the same argument again and again. You can predict exactly how it will go, and you can never come to a resolution. Or you may be facing a crisis like infidelity in your relationship, and you're trying to figure out if you even want to stay. Maybe you find yourself listening to your partner, but focusing more on what you want to say next. Or maybe you find yourself holding back on what you want to say out of a fear that it will cause a bigger issue. One of the most important skills in relationships is effective communication. We may not ordinarily have trouble communicating and exchanging ideas or information with our partner, but find that when difficult situations come up, we can't seem to get on the same page. Most of us are guilty of these mistakes. In fact, these kinds of communication challenges can sometimes become so ingrained that many of us don't even notice when we're guilty of them. However, the consequences of ineffective communication takes a toll. Feeling unheard can lead to resentment, frustration, pain, and distance. I want to point out that sometimes the best communication will still end with the acknowledgement, we disagree, but that's okay. It's far better than the alternative, I'm right and you're wrong. The ability to express your own ideas effectively is only half of what it takes to be a good communicator. Listening is the second half. And this means more than simply hearing words. It means hearing, thinking, interpreting, and striving to understand. If we're thinking about the next thing we want to say, we aren't really listening. We're just hearing. Reflections are a powerful tool to improve communication between you and your partner. Using this technique called reflection can quickly help you become a better listener. When reflecting, you will repeat back what your partner has just said to you in your own words. Those who haven't used reflections, I often hear, fear that it'll seem like they're just parroting the other person without contributing to the conversation. However, reflections typically result in a positive response. So, what do reflections actually do that brings on this positive result? They act as confirmation that we heard and, more importantly, understood what our partner has said. Reflections validate a person's feelings by showing that we get it and that it matters to us. Often, a concern I hear is that it might seem like a reflection would kill a conversation. There's no new question to answer. There's a stop. Paradoxically, though, the opposite is generally true. Reflections encourage more sharing because our partner can trust that we're listening. Learning to use reflections does take practice, and as we first begin to practice, it's typical for reflections to feel a bit forced, but if we implement them regularly, they'll quickly start to feel natural once you and your partner begin to notice how helpful the responses are. Oh, and I would say start with less serious or neutral topics, at least in the beginning, so that you can build the practice and make it a habit for yourselves.